Dear friends of mysticism, today I would like to talk about the causes of our human problems. When we go to nature, perhaps to a national park where no people live, we see that everything is fine there. The plants and animals live in harmony with nature. If, on the other hand, we look at man and so-called civilization, we see mainly problems, diseases, disorder, and misery. Outside of civilization, we still find isolated, primitive peoples who live in and with nature. Here, everything is obviously also in order. Everything is fine. Without large further analysis, we can state here already that the life in and with nature is more harmonious and healthier than the life in an artificial, man-made environment. Obviously, man has fallen out of the original natural order and has thus left the state of vitality and health in spiritual, mental, physical, and social terms. As the Bible puts it, man was expelled from paradise because he ate from the tree of knowledge. That is, man discovered his spiritual potential and became independent. In other words, man has a higher spiritual mental potential than the animals and has accordingly the need to develop this potential. This led to the civilization with all achievements in society, religion, sciences, and the arts developed. From a spiritual point of view, however, there is the problem that man does not know the laws of creation, or knows them only very insufficiently, and therefore constantly violates them, which then leads to all the known problems. Spiritually, mentally, man is at most in poverty. Many even still in kindergarten age, and only the very few are adults. This means that most people are not interested in orienting themselves to higher laws of creation and thus living in harmony, health, and abundance. On the contrary, it is more like a huge playground in kindergarten where everyone just wants to play, stealing each other's toys, arguing, hitting and kicking, and role-playing. Here you can't expect adult behavior. That's not what kindergarten is designed for. Regardless of how old we may look, inside we are like children and we behave like them. We are inwardly children who have been conditioned for functioning, for role-playing in society. The material world is actually a kind of spiritual kindergarten for most people and only a school or university for a very few. Unfortunately, certain forces abuse this situation to exploit the childlike souls in many ways. Thus, misery is artificially created and the souls cannot develop freely. Besides these aspects, the artificial state of deficiency is responsible for most of the problems of our time. In nature there is normally no deficiency, because it is guided by the principle of abundance. Everything is in abundance. There is plenty of sun, water, grass, fruits, seeds, food of all kinds, and space for life. Only in our civilized society there is artificial scarcity. It is not only material lack, but also spiritual and mental lack. Spirit and soul want to be nourished. Only in this way they can grow. Spiritual wealth and soul abundance mean freedom and inner peace. Only abundance allows us to make free and right decisions for the good of all. But if we are in lack, then we are dependent, unfree, then we are forced to do things that we do not want, that are not good for us. This is very important to understand. So spiritual training is also about coming into abundance spiritually. When we are rich in energy, rich in mind and soul, then we are well, then we are free and happy, then we feel centered and can determine our life as it is good and right for us. Deficiency also creates a lot of anxiety, worry and stress, and so lack leads to illness and misery. Only in the state of deficiency can people be controlled and abused. Here the lack of knowledge alone is already enough. That is why it is so important to come into our own power, into the state of abundance, of growth. Only then can we solve the problems and create a better world. In my books and online courses, I describe the spiritual path with theory and practical exercises. You can find more details in our groups for mystics on Telegram and Facebook. There is the possibility for networking and sharing of ideas. You will also find current dates for readings, workshops and meetings. Please have a look at the video description. Thanks a lot for your kind attention. I wish you all the best and much love.